I might get caught up and mess up, so I'm just gonna lip sync and keep going.
He is turd.
You can't go wrong with Aaron being like him. You can't go wrong.
This is when you record the song without Percocets in your system. Or Molly.
No, Molly.
You can understand every word he's saying.
Exactly. He might have smoked some weed, but he was still functional.
Right. That was that intelligent read back there, you know?
Welcome to On the Scene. I'm your host, Jay Davis, and I'm joined, the guest host, Jay Davis. I'm joined by my lovely co-guest host, Crystal
Iris, the boss set extraordinaire.
I didn't use my AK.
Oh well, that's too late. Too bad, Jay.
I know what was doing.
Too bad, Jay. Okay.
Special name.
And our special guest, by the way, we are filling in for the awesome, the extraordinary, my gap sister, as she said. Miss Rachel J, we love you, we miss you. We're gonna do the job as best as we can, okay?
I'm gonna be great. I don't know about Crystal.
Jay, don't do that. Don't do
I know
that.
Y'all got this.
We have the David Leonard in the building, okay?
Hardest working man in Chicago. Does every function on the movie set there is.
Yes.
So let's start from the beginning, man. How did it all start? How did you get into the world of film?
Man, well, you know, I started as a young child on a farm. No.
Oh my
Superman.
No, man. Honestly, I got to give a lot of, props to my mom because she's the one. My mom was a longtime playwright and writer in Chicago, Shirley Hardy Leonard, and she kind of brought me up in theater. She's written many award-winning plays and did a fellowship with Disney and had things optioned for film. And so I just kind of watched her over the years and always have had an interest in it. That's kind of what got me a little bit into acting, but at the time when I was a kid, I was more shy. So I wasn't really trying to get out there too young, but watching her is kind of what initially sparked my interest in entertainment.
That's awesome. So who are your greatest influencers? Obviously your mom.
Yeah.
And then are there any others?
Man, definitely, a lot of my teachers, like my teachers that I've had coming up when I was at Columbia College.
Shout out to Columbia.
Man, definitely.
I love Columbia. I wish I was there.
Some of the folks, like people I work with now, like, one of my, longtime friends and location managers here in Chicago, Natasha Parker, has definitely been a mentor of mine. Brady Breen, and a whole list of people I can name, but people I've definitely worked with and come up with over the years have helped me and kind of guided me on.
That's big.
Yeah.
So do you like being in Chicago now that you've been in the entertainment field for over 20 years?
Man.
Like, do you see yourself traveling anywhere else? Like, a lot of people leave from Chicago and go to LA, but what do you, what are your thoughts on Chicago scene?
Well, first of all, I love Chicago. Chicago's always been home. Chicago's been good to me. I love my city. It's a beautiful city. The people here are the best. I don't care what nobody says.
That's right.
But I always keep opportunities and things open as far as the options of experiencing other places and going other places. But as of now, I don't have any immediate plans to leave my city. So yeah, here I is.
Now you've been on multiple sets like Empire, Chicago Fire, APB. People get starstruck. Have you been starstruck yet, or what's your most exciting moment on set?
Wow, my most exciting. There's been times when I've been starstruck. Working on a show like Empire was cool because They do a lot of big casting, and the show revolves around music. So being that I kind of had come from the music world, and then seeing some of the biggest icons just pop up on set, a lot of times it's kind of jarring, but it's been some really cool experiences. Like working on Empire, seeing everybody from Mariah Carey to Naomi Campbell to you name it, just people who are like these icons or whatever. Just being there working in front of you is pretty cool. But one of my probably most interesting experiences, and I kind of consider him a mentor too, is working with Mario Van Peebles.
Oh, I just seen him at the Hyde Park block party. Yeah, like the green cowboy hat on. I'm like, who that dude with the green hat that look like Mario Van Peebles? I'm like, oh, it is Mario Van Peebles.
like he's one of those cats who I've always admired and respected. Him and his dad over the years. Made some of my favorite movies, and just being able to watch them on set, and also being able to talk to them and them offering advice and being open to listening and working with him was probably one of my coolest experiences, and we still keep in contact, and I see him from time to time when he's here working.
Oh, that's dope. And he has definitely made some classic movies.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. What do you enjoy most about the Chicago scene? Or what is your thoughts about the independent films and independent TV shows that are happening in Chicago?
I feel like Chicago is we're some of the hardest working people in the business. I think when you come from a place like LA and New York, not to knock people from there at all, but I feel like they've been so accustomed to those industries being there that sometimes folks might either get jaded or they don't. The hustle is not there as strong as it is here. I feel like, because to some degree it's more of a new experience, even though it's been around for a while. I feel like since it's grown, we've had to fight more and hustle more, and so I think with that comes a spirit of just more enjoyment, because everybody is working as a team and they're working towards one common goal, which is to make a great project. And so I think there's a lot more love that goes into the work when people collaborate.
That's interesting, because a lot of times we hear like Chicago, there's a lot of crabs in the barrel type of thing. Have you experienced that at all since working in the field here?
It's one of those things, like I don't like to subscribe to, and I think when you put that out there, that's the type of energy you're gonna get back, or attract. And so I feel like sure, you're gonna have negative issues that come with anything, but I think if you focus on the work and you focus on the positive and the end game, everybody can make money, everybody can have opportunities. It's just a matter of everybody coming together and doing that. And then if somebody is not feeling what this person's doing or what that person is doing, it's make your own project. Do your own thing. It's plenty out here, for everybody. We here on the scene. This is a great vehicle here. So these sisters have created something that can not only showcase what other folks are doing, but this is something that they're providing an opportunity. So you gotta make sure you support and big up folks who are doing things like that.
Now, so since we're the guest co-host, we can change stuff up a little bit. We're gonna play in the middle of your interview. We're gonna play a game, okay?
Oh boy.
This game is called 3 words or less.
All
We're gonna name something. You gotta give us 3 words or less to describe
or people.
Wait, something to describe it?
You gotta.
So if we say Jay Davis, you gotta describe Jay in 3 words.
or less.
Like big ASS head.
Don't see what that came in there. That was uncalled for.
We need a good example.
That sounds a little personal, bro.
Yeah, like.
That sounds a little personal.
Jesus, like. Oh man, I hope Lyft running around this time. Anyway.
I wish you would.
Okay, let's start again. Okay, Terrence Howard.
Hey man.
Hey, man. I think that's everybody who has to say that. Okay, Donald Trump. That's it right there.
That's one word.
It's so hard just watching TV. Yeah. All right, social media.
Overrated.
What?
I'm sorry. I feel like it's
Overrated.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna Oh, it's me. Kanye West.
Crazy genius.
Exactly.
Chicago.
No place like it.
Best place ever. Barack Obama.
The man.
He is the man. It's hard, like, oh man, we really had somebody special.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
Chilling now.
Special coming back. Right. 3 words.
So everybody have a top 5. I always see these lists on Facebook, like who's your top 5 MCs? Who are your top 5 actors or actresses of all time?
Ooh, wow, that's a tough one. I've never
thought about it.
Yeah, I never actually put a list like that together. Honestly, let me see who I can think of that I like.
You don't have to be in any order. Just just anyone.
Okay, Denzel, of course.
Gotta be.
And you gotta say his last name.
Right.
Don Cheadle.
I think he's underrated too.
Yeah.
I really think he's underrated.
Now, I always say this guy, I love him as an actor, but I look at him more than just an actor, but he's always been a big favorite of mine. That's Will Smith.
Yeah.
Who else?
Two more. Can we
more.
fit a wanted in there somewhere, please?
How you gonna tell him about his list?
I said
Just like the people on social media.
See, I might have a totally separate list for him.
People on social media, you get your top 5.
The greatest of all time.
Who's the greatest of all time?
The greatest of all time? Ooh, that's...
Angela Bassett.
Angela's dope. You gotta have
because she can take a punch on film.
You gotta have Cicely on there, you know.
Yes. That woman is like 90.
Man.
She up there. She 94, 95.
She's amazing.
Killing it.
She's amazing. Regina King, you know what I mean? Amazing. Man, I was trying to finish out the guys.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of
his list.
Who do we? All right, so we said Denzel, Don Cheadle, Will Smith. Man, I'm trying to. There's somebody. Oh, I like Bryan Cranston a lot. I think, and that's because I'm a big Breaking Bad fan.
Okay.
He's an amazing actor.
They are doing a movie. I just saw that.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about that. Mm-hmm. And man, I'm trying to think who else I'm forgetting. I know it's somebody just staring
Why
me.
is this
De Niro,
hard?
Pacino.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I feel like it's somebody kind of like just under the radar, like who's like crazy. That I'm really like. I always say like, yo, that dude's an amazing cat. Who's that?
No, I was just saying they're next.
I thought you said DMX.
No.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman, Sam Jackson. I think they just like in their own category.
Yeah. That's a tough one, man. Now you're gonna have me at home like working on the list.
Like, who's in my top 5?
Right. Those are a few of the ones I like.
Okay, so what is the biggest challenge that you've had to overcome in the entertainment industry?
Ooh, that's a good question. Self-doubt.
And that's everywhere.
Yeah. It's you know, anytime you know are working in an industry, like even when I got into locations, it was kind of a area I wasn't really familiar with, and I had you know kind of got thrust into it and kind of jumped into the flames, if you will. So and when I did, I made every mistake you could make. You know, without getting fired off the first gig, and it was definitely a stressful learning experience, but it made me stronger once I got through it, and I was ready to take on the next challenge. So I deal with that a lot though, like wondering like, man, can I do this? Is it something I can do? Even with acting, you know, I did a play several years ago called Jungle Kings that I auditioned for the lead, and it was a very heavy role. And this character went on tons of emotional roller coasters, and auditioning, the director was like, okay, you're the guy, you can do this. And I was like, seriously, like I don't know, but that was another challenging thing that I had to go through, and that was by the time we were done with the play, I was emotionally drained, but again I was like, man, that it was life changing. Like I really was impacted by that project, and it made me, it really pushed me to the limit. So
I love when other people, because self-doubt is something that we have to deal with like on a daily basis.
Yeah,
It comes up and it resurfaces all the time.
Yeah.
I love it when other people can see that spark in somebody else, and they just feed that, and they do throw you into the wolves, and force you to grow in ways that are unimaginable. And without those types of people that can challenge you and to add pressure to you, like, we don't see that much growth. So that's good.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Also, you mentioned location scouting. I know a lot of people think entertainment, they think music, they think acting, directing, producing.
Right.
But you mentioned location scouting. Can you talk about that a little bit more? Because a lot of people want to get into entertainment but don't know all of the different pathways to get into it.
Yeah.
So there might be a route.
Yeah, there's so many jobs and opportunities out there that a lot of them I didn't even know about. I got on. I'll give you a quick story how I got into locations. I worked on a show called Boss, and
I was
Kelsey Grammer.
That was a good show. Should have stayed on TV.
Yeah, man. But I was an asset coordinator on there, and I had no idea what that was. I was like, what is an asset coordinator? I've never heard that position. But that's basically somebody who, not many shows have them, and I don't even know if they have them anymore, but it's basically the person who kind of tracks and inventories all the purchases that a show makes. So you kind of work with accounting, but then you are kind of your own.
Like an inventory, you take inventory.
Yeah. So,
but that stuff is more expensive, so it's an asset.
Right, exactly. Right. So you track everything over a certain dollar amount, and so I did that for the 2 seasons Boss was on, and my production supervisor on there was producing a indie movie called Warren, and she asked if I would be interested in being a location manager, and I was like, sure. And again, I kind of knew locations, but I wasn't that familiar with it. But to answer your question, as far as like what scouting involves, so anytime you see a project, just like we're in this room right now, and Marlboro had to figure out where we were gonna film this scene. The location scout basically gets a breakdown of the script or an outline, or sometimes the actual script itself, and we have to go out and find the locations within the story and kind of fill in the blanks and find what the director is visualizing as far as what he wants for that particular location. So if the script calls for the interior of a house, what does that house look like? What kind of block is that house on? Is there a family that lives there? Is it a single family home? Is it a multi-unit house? Is it a mansion? Is it a trap house? So we have to break it down like that, and then we go out and canvass the neighborhood. Whether that be knocking on doors, leafleting, reaching out to contacts that we know, people that we know, figuring out what areas we're gonna location. And then once we do that, we talk to the property owners and tenants who live or own the property, and ask them for permission to try to film at their place. We compensate them, and they have to sign a location agreement in order to for us to be able to film there. So
I think that's so interesting. That just reminded me, 'cause we had, when I was living in the city on the west side, Midway Park is a historic block in the Austin area. And 2 houses down from where we were living, our neighbor was asked if they could use their house to film.
Yeah.
And they covered everything. So they like changed the interior, like new wallpaper, carpet, and everything. It was the craziest transformation. And then when they were done, they changed it all back. And I was like, wow, they completely transformed their house. I thought that was so interesting. And then they had the movie trailers and all the good food and stuff.
I call it.
So cool.
I compare it to the circus coming to town. It's like organized chaos. We basically, we come in, rearrange everything. There's hundreds of people, and it's a madhouse. And then we left like nothing ever happened.
Ugly baby pictures like nobody tried to
Right.
That is so interesting.
But in some cases too, when we do those, transformations, sometimes the people get to keep, some of the renovations, which is cool. So
So I know you're always, every time I go to like a networking event, you're there. And I know you probably get this all the time, because I get it, and it gets frustrating at times, because actually earlier today I had to deal with somebody, and he was just like, he hit me up like, hey man, put me on. I'm like, dude, I'm not on. What are you talking about? And he was getting mad at me because I wouldn't put him on. So what advice would you give to an up-and-coming actor or actress that come up to you? What general advice do you usually give them? Like they want to make it in the industry, they want to be an actor or actress or anything.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have to really put in the work. You gotta network. You gotta brand yourself. And kudos to you and both of y'all. Like y'all have done a great job at that, man. You gotta basically make people come to you. Like don't go chasing after this person and that person. Like and I learned that from many years of just doing a lot of networking. Like I put in the work. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't always coming to somebody like, yo, give me this or hook me up with this, or like I kept relationships going. I would talk to people. I reach out from time to time. And it was the funniest thing. Most of my opportunities that God has blessed me with have come from me just happening to reaching out to somebody at a certain point, just on some like, yo, hey, what's going on, man? I was thinking about you the other day, just checking in, seeing how everything's going. Oh man, you know what? It's crazy that you called me. Man, one of my guys had this opportunity that I think you might be perfect for. Why don't you give him a call? You'd be surprised how many times that has happened in my life where it has led to some opportunity. So I feel like if you're putting in the work and you're not worried about necessarily trying to be seen or having your hand out every 5 minutes. Having your hand out. Build relationships. Brand yourself. It's gonna happen when you least expect it, and it's gonna come out of nowhere. You're gonna be like, oh wow, like what I'm saying. All I was doing was working, doing my thing, and this person just happened to be in the audience, and now I'm on the red carpet or doing whatever, getting that Oscar. So.
That's awesome. Okay. Say they want you to do a black version of the show Friends starring you. Who would you like for your castmates to be? You need 2 guys and 3 gals.
You said 2?
2 guys and 2 women.
2 guys and 2 women.
Any woman you want.
Oh, 3 women, sorry.
3 women.
3 women. I might get in trouble for one of them, because... See, my wife is watching. She knows I'm a big Sanaa Lathan fan. So, probably.
So not either.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
Should be a Rachel.
She definitely be one of the castmates. Who else? Man, I would say who else do I like really like? I'm like, yo, I'm kind of feeling. What's the sister's name? I like the sister who was on Luke Cage, Simone Missick.
Oh yeah, like Missick.
Yeah. She's real cool. I like her. I like her style. Man, probably. I don't want to shout out any of my local peeps because they might get mad if I leave somebody out. So I don't want to do that. But I got mad respect for a lot of my local actresses out here who definitely doing their thing. You said 2 guys and 2 girls?
3 girls. So you got 2 ladies down.
2 ladies down. Man, friends. Who seems like they like a party animal or like somebody that want to hang with?
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yeah.
You gotta have her.
Cool. And then
Now you need your 2 guys.
All right, 2 guys. Who am I gonna hang out with? Man, I'm trying to think of what shows am I watching
Right, it's hard.
Right, because it's like so many. I'm really liking Southside right now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I put my boy Leroy on there.
Leroy?
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Who would I have on there? One more guy. It's gonna be funny, but you know who I would have on there just because he seemed like just a cool cat. And I know you're gonna probably laugh. Jaleel White.
Yeah, he is.
Man, he just he just seemed like one of them cats like that just be like cool.
It'd be good to see Jaleel White on TV.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. I know that's kind of random, but
he's a funny dude.
Yeah.
Like I follow him on
I follow him
Instagram.
on Instagram too. Like, yeah.
So what are you currently working on?
Right now, season 3 of The Shy on the location side, and then on the acting side, I just recently did a couple projects. One of them that's kind of doing the festival grounds now. It's called Chicago Guy.
Okay.
Written and directed by Shahari Moore. And then I got another project that I'm in called Business Hair. That's directed by, written by Marissa Baldwin Woodhouse. And there's I think there's 1 or 2 more in there, but yeah, those.
All right. We got another game for you.
Oh boy.
This one is called the hot seat.
Oh man,
Okay.
I'm terrible at these games.
No, so here you gotta go with like the first person you think about, and it's a comparison. So this person and this person. So for instance, Crystal or Jay. Then you gotta answer. Okay.
Wait.
You gotta answer 1 or 2 things, but you gotta do it fast.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So
You can't call.
first.
You can't look at anybody for help. The guy with the mop. You can't look at him.
Wait, but do I say y'all or just
No,
No,
we're gonna answer different
no.
questions. We're gonna answer different people.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's usually them.
So if I say red or blue, you say. You gotta say.
You can't
fast.
say you messed up on the pretest, man. You can't say
Blue or white.
Smurf.
What?
Wait a minute.
No, it gotta be one or the other.
Oh, this is gonna be
Wait
funny.
a minute.
You gotta pick either or. So just pick
Either or.
Oh, so it's multiple choice.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's gonna be 2.
It's
I
either
thought
or. It's
I
only
thought I
two.
had to think of something.
No,
sir.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, Crystal.
Kerry Washington or Gabrielle Union?
Gabrielle.
He's trembling, people.
What?
He's
You say
trembling.
Gabrielle?
He is trembling right now.
Hey, Gabrielle, what?
All right, Harlem Nights are coming to America.
Come to the bear.
Red or purple Kool-Aid?
Purple Kool-Aid.
Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart.
Dave Chappelle.
LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe.
Jill Scott or Erykah Badu.
Jill Scott.
Spades or Dominoes?
Dominoes.
De Niro or Pacino.
De Niro.
Rihanna or Nicki Minaj?
Rihanna.
Crucial Conflict or Do or Die.
Ooh, Crucial Conflict.
This is say, ooh, crucial conflict. Okay, Danny Glover or Morgan Freeman?
Danny Glover.
Twister or Common?
Common.
Crystal or Jay?
Crystal.
I'm glad you said it. Thank you.
Trick question. All right.
Oh man, what are the top 3 things you like about Chicago right now?
Oh man. Right now I like the weather.
Month and a half.
Right. Next month it might be a different answer. I like the what am I trying to say? The activity that's going on with all the creatives, man. I think it's so much creativity and just production and writing and filmmaking. And that's what I'm liking. And then I was gonna say I'm liking how the Bears looking, but so far they ain't been really.
I'm gonna chalk it up to preseason.
Yeah, right.
Nobody
right,
playing,
right,
but
right,
I'm like, hey, y'all better get together next week.
Yeah. Man, I just like everything about the city, man. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that we have a new mayor. Hopefully things are moving in new directions.
Lightfoot.
You know what I'm saying? So
What you just called?
Lord Lightfoot. I'm just put this out there. I got a text from K&G. They got 25% off this weekend.
Could you stop?
If she looking for
Jay.
Just wrong.
I'm just
wrong.
I'm just trying to help. I love the mayor.
You ain't
you
no
shop.
good. You ain't no good ever. So let me ask you this question about Chicago. Barbara, how we doing on time? We okay? Okay. So let me ask you this question because I like to travel a lot.
Yeah.
And because of the weather here in Chicago, for a long time I was like, I'm getting the heck up out of here. I hate these winters.
Yeah.
I'm moving. And so the more that I started traveling, the more I realized there is really no place like Chicago.
Yeah.
I almost crave Chicago when I go to different places. Do you get that feeling? Or, like when you go to other places, do you crave Chicago? Or are you like just in the moment in those spaces?
Yeah, it depends. Like like I said, there's no place like home. So it's like I'm the type where when I'm in a different place, I'm there in the moment. But about a good 4 days in, I'm craving home. Right away. And it'll be certain things like man, see this what I love about.
They ain't even got the good food.
Right,
like where's the mouth house?
And that's that is another thing that I like about Chicago is that we have a lot of culture here. You go to some other cities and you don't really feel a sense of culture, unless you go in like certain areas here and there. But I think overall, we have a sense of culture.
I remember, like you said, you go to certain places. Like we was in New Orleans over the summer, and I'm walking down the street in the French Quarter. I'm like, this smells like the Red Line. It smells just like. I'm looking around. I'm like, somebody peeing by me. Like it smells like the Red Line. So it makes you feel at home in the French Quarter.
Did you get
Because it smells like the Red Line.
Did you get any Popeye's chicken from New Orleans?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
No.
So, man, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you want to see yourself?
I want to see myself, writing and producing my own projects. That's been kind of a long time goal that I haven't really taken advantage of. My younger years, I did a lot more with marketing and music and back then I was a lot more on the creative side as far as putting out my own stuff and content. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of gotten away from it. I've been writing on a project for a while that I'm determined to finish. It's a web series. So one of my long-term goals is to get that project produced and out there, and just doing more of that because you get into a bit of a cycle and comfortableness sometimes, and sometimes you gotta step outside the box and make some things happen like you doing, man. You know, so.
I'm trying, man. It's not like I'm getting people, deaf people threatening me in my inbox, and people want me to put them on. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, you know.
But man, how can people reach you, get in touch with you? What's the best way?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram. My name is what's his name? It's DATZWHATSHISNAME.
I know people that said that. That's like, oh, that's
what's his name.
Hey,
what's his name,
bro.
You can also follow me on Facebook, David Leonard, and on Twitter, I'm DiCaprio, but I spell it DCAPREEYO. Ghetto, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, that's the best way to get a hold of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Follow me, J Davis, JY Davis TP on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and visit my website, jdavisfilm.com.
You can follow me. I am Crystal Iris everywhere. I have a book, The Boss Set Breakthrough. You can follow. Website www.thebosssetbreakthrough.com.
We have had a great time here. I've been your host, Jay Davis. We're coming back. We're going to invade the show again. So I'll be your host, Jay Davis.
And Crystal Iris. And
I'm David Leonard. And shout out to On the Scene. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Shout out to Barbara. Shout out to Rachel.
Thanks,
Shout out to the dude with the mop who came through and looked back. There you go, brother.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's
Yeah.
it's real official right here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
T-shirt. That's
yo,
what I'm talking about.
hold on, peep that.
Yeah.
And I got the glitter
You got
on the
the glitter.
back.
The glitter
you know
on the
what I'm saying? Like, yo, this real
You
official.
got a hashtag.
That's real ice dripping right there.
Right.
Yo, you already know what it is. On the Scene, y'all. Make sure you tune in. Keep tuning in. Let's see what it is.
Terrible beat. I don't know if you asked that.
There we go. Jay, why you always so cool? You just not.
I really don't want to go back home right now.
You just died.
I'm going to get you a shared ride to the crib right now. As soon as the song over.
I can't even get my own rap.